Hi everyone, I'm Macy Eglund. A lot of excitement surrounding the new Wegmans in Lake Grove. Everyone is talking about it. Some Long Islanders even camped out overnight to be the first through the door. So what makes this supermarket so special? Joining me to talk about it is Newsday's food critic Erica Marcus. So Erica, is all this hype worth it over Wegmans?
Qualified, yes.
Okay.
I mean, my favorite activity is grocery shopping, so I'm maybe the best person to ask or the worst person to ask, but it's the biggest supermarket on Long Island, so even if it weren't a Wegmans, it's notable. But it's also notable because I think it's as close as a supermarket comes to a one-stop shop. You can buy all your regular groceries there, you can buy all your paper goods, and you can buy your gourmet items. You can buy your, Spanish Iberico ham. You can buy, they have a cheese department that's really, there are only a few independent cheese stores on Long Island that are better than it. It has a fantastic fish department with whole fish that they'll fillet for you. It has a good butcher department. And it has, this whole raft of prepared food options. So, if you just want to go to one store, it pretty much covers the bases.
Okay, so I mean, what is Wegmans? What makes it different from other grocery stores? I know it's locally based, right here in New York.
Well, it's Rochester.
Okay.
If you're from Long Island, that could be North Dakota.
Yes, it's a long way away.
And it doesn't feel like a Long Island store. It feels like an upstate store or a Midwest store. People are super nice. So there you go. It's like, you know what? It's like the Nordstroms of supermarkets. Very good service. They have everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel so like urban and edgy.
Right.
Another thing that they do very, very well is they really try to cover you from every budget. Like in every category, they'll have items from like budget up to specialty. So like for pasta, they have their own store brand pasta for 99 cents a pound. And then they have like a higher option. And then they have a higher option. And then at the very top, they have like, organic pasta. It's imported from Italy. It's made in a factory which extrudes the dough through bronze dyes, so it has a nicer texture.
Wow.
So really, anywhere you are on the pasta spectrum, they've got something for you. And it's the same like with beef. It's this with everything they have from the low to the high.
Wow. Well, you mentioned their prepared foods too. I know a lot of Long Islanders we spoke to go there for those prepared foods. So let's take a look at your latest adventure to Wegmans.
Last week we went shopping at Wegmans. Today we're going to go eating. The store is famous for its prepared foods and bakery items, so let's dig in. Ordering a sub is pretty idiot-proof here at Wegmans. They show you what small, medium, and large mean. I'm gonna have the Danny's favorite. So apparently, subs are a big deal at Wegmans. That's the sub sauce. The sandwich with a smile. They have a lot of sushi here. It's not gonna put Long Island's Japanese restaurants out of business, but it's good and it's fresh and the price is right. This is $31 for this family pack. So they've got these DIY bowls here. A choice of thighs or breast, right?
Breast, we even have made-to-cook steak, shrimp, and salmon.
Okay, I just gotta stick to chicken right now or my head's gonna explode. They've got a lot of bread here at Wegmans, very high quality. I really think the best one I tried is the white sourdough. So we're here in the cookie aisle, and these ultimate double chocolate chip cookies are awesome. And I'm quite fond of these lemon bars. So when you're done shopping for prepared foods, you go to these self-serve registers, at which point you can either leave or go into the cafe and have a bite, which is what I'm gonna do. One thing that is very cool here is that if you see something in the refrigerated section that you would like to prepare here instead of going home first, they've got a microwave for you. Oh, you're supposed to remove the lid first. That plastic is completely melted. You know what? I'm gonna take a taste anyway.
That's actually very, very good.
Okay, it's time to try this sub.
Pretty good.
Let's get to this lemon bar. It's got like this shortbread crust, and a lemon curd filling, and a little bit of crumb. This is a very nice lemon bar. That's a fantastic cookie. Thank you, Wegmans.
The milk.
The best cookie.
Yes, I should have prepared and had a glass of milk.
Yeah.
I felt the lack of a glass of milk. They were so good.
So would you say that was like the best thing you had at Wegmans?
Yeah, that ultimate chocolate chip cookie might have been the best thing I had at Wegmans.
And I've heard so much about these cookies. I'm partial to Stop and Shop cookies, I have to admit. I just like the softness of their chocolate chip cookies. That looked fabulous. All the desserts in Wegmans looked great. Let's talk about those prepared foods that you mentioned. I know you cook yourself. You're a great cook. For me, I'm terrible. I'm going to the prepared foods. What are your honest thoughts on those prepaid meals?
Well, I mean, the prepared foods, the stuff that was like, in the hot bar, I mean, they were fine. I didn't, how anything can be anything more than just fine when it's sitting around in a steam table.
Fair.
I would say that the highlight for me was the DIY bowls. They were very, very good. And I like that they have chicken thighs. I know I'm always talking about this, but I really like it when they have chicken thighs and not chicken breasts, although they had both. They have a lot of sushi. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
They have a small pizza thing. It's fine. I don't mean to sound like a downstate chauvinist, but it may be that like in Rochester and upstate New York, you don't have 1,000 sushi bars, you don't have a good pizzeria on every block. It may be more exciting to them that you can get sushi at Wegmans.
Right.
I might pick one up on my way home, but I don't think Long Island sushi bars or pizzerias and the subs are like a big deal there. The subs are good, but again, this is the land of the deli.
Right.
Delis have nothing to worry about.
Well, we are just so spoiled here on Long Island because
Yeah.
we really do. We really do have the best of those things. So let's talk about the grocery shopping there because you mentioned before they do have so much variety.
Yeah.
It sounds like if you're someone who struggles making a decision, like it's going to be your worst nightmare in there with all these options.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I actually I prefer a smaller selection. I like to know that the owner of the store, he's like, okay, this is the best canned tomato.
Yeah.
But people like selections, and they have a lot. I mean, the coffee. I've never seen so many high-end brands. Intelligentsia, Blue Bottle. I mean, Pete's was like at the low end of what they're selling. It's great that way. They have so much.
I mean, the store is massive and just jam-packed with all of these options. Erica did a guide at how to shop through Wegmans. One thing that you mentioned too is, some of their frozen foods and helping you prepare some of your meals at home. Tell us about, those unique items.
Well, I love frozen foods. I could go on for an hour about frozen food. Not frozen prepared food, but frozen fruits and frozen vegetables because for the fresh stuff, fresh produce that we get in the market, it's usually picked before it's ripe because it needs to make that long journey to the distributor, to the supermarket, then it has to sit on the shelf. You know what's going to happen to like a ripe peach.
Yeah.
Right. But with frozen food, they pick it when it's exactly ripe. They send it directly to the processor to freeze it. So freezing will affect the texture of a food, but not the flavor. So if you're going to make a smoothie, or you want, like I make an asparagus sauce for pasta from frozen asparagus. I mean, anything that's going to get pureed. And they had so many frozen fruits and vegetables. They had frozen New York tart cherries. Tart cherries have a tiny little season, but they're the best for cherry pies. So even farms like Briarmere Farms, like they raise their own fruit and then they freeze it. So I love frozen fruit. Okay.
We are big grocery shoppers, if you couldn't tell. I mean, I love Trader Joe's. You like Trader Joe's.
I love Trader
Right.
Joe's.
So it's just nice to have this new option. Let's talk about one thing that is different about Wegmans compared to maybe a Trader Joe's. They're making a lot of this food on site. Let's talk about the bakery and all the breads that different breads that they make. What did you find there?
Well, they're baking the products on site. They're making the dough elsewhere,
Okay.
and they're usually shipping it frozen, which is anyone who bakes knows that that's a perfectly
That works.
legitimate way to do it. I mean, the chocolate chip cookies were fantastic. Look, I didn't try everything, and lemon bars were great. You know, the breads, they were very good for supermarket breads, but to me, they didn't really compete with any of our great artisanal bakeries. Like the organic sourdough was good. You know, it didn't have the soul and the texture and the weedy goodness of, some of the great breads that we have on Long Island. But, you want to make a bruschetta, fine.
Yeah.
Pick up a loaf. They sell, one thing I like, they sell everything unsliced, sliced, and by the half loaf.
Oh, wow.
It's like they've thought of everything.
Again, the variety.
Yeah.
You just want one thing and you're going to get all these
Right.
options for it. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. You're
No.
going to get what you're looking for.
You brought up Trader Joe's. In a way, they're sort of like the opposite of Trader Joe's because Trader Joe's is for like a very specific Trader Joe's shopper. Wegmans is like pretty much everything you'd find at Trader Joe's is probably somewhere at Wegmans. But then they've thrown like stuff for the Whole Foods shopper and also the King Cullen shopper. Like basically any supermarket shopper will find what they're looking for there, but without the sort of, Trader Joe's has a certain vibe and it attracts a certain customer. I guess Wegmans tries to be all things to all people, and it pretty much succeeds.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we've got some great video of this too, of salads right now. Let's talk about that. How was the quality of the salads, making the salad bowls? What were your thoughts on this station here?
Those are the hot foods.
Those are the bowls.
Those are the bowls. Those are the bowls, and the bowls were excellent. The salads were fine. Those are all toppings for the bowls.
For the bowls that you mentioned. Okay. Well, I mean, it all looks like great fresh ingredients. The spinach looks great. Price-wise, I wonder how that might compare to like a just salad or a sweet greens, that kind of thing.
Well, the bowls is really more comparable to Chipotle.
Okay.
And I think it's probably comparable.
Gotcha.
But again, whereas Chipotle has a focus on, Mexican and Southwest flavors, this has everything. I had like shawarma seasoned chicken, and then they don't have a focus. They do everything.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you about if there was anything that maybe surprised you when you went to Wegmans. I don't mean to catch you off guard.
Well, the thing that what I was happiest about was that they have my favorite brand of marmalade, which is called Chivers Old English Marmalade. And I was down to my last jar of Chivers, and I was this close to ordering it on Amazon.
Oh, man.
And so I was really happy
The
when
universe
I saw
knew.
it. Yes, I was really happy to see it at Wegmans. The beer. They have 1,500 different kinds of beer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, again, no knock on, I love Long Island's great beer distributors, but it was by far the best selection I've ever seen in a supermarket.
Right.
And they have these, you can make your own 6-pack or 4-pack. Like they have a lot of, just cans sold singly, so you can make your own, which is a great way to learn if you like something.
Absolutely. You don't have to buy a whole case of it. That's
Yeah.
great. So, I mean, there's just the variety there. Again, I keep saying it, but just the amount of food in this supermarket. So they've got the great prepared foods for you. Erica told you about that. She's got this great guide as far as shopping there as well. So be sure to check that out. You can read more about Wegmans. We've been covering this a lot on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Erica, thank you so much.
Pleasure.